So I just had a pretty crazy sleep paralysis episode. Must have been the turkey. But what tripped me out was the way that I got there. And I'm still trying to remember it because there's still lingering effects that I feel. My arms got cold. The back of my head feels cold. But the beginning of it was, and then I'm still hearing like cries. Because at the end of the sleep paralysis episode, it's like some kind of force left my body. It was me at first, and then it suddenly, my eyes are still closed in the sleep paralysis dream. And honestly, I kind of didn't want to open them because I knew it was going to be fine, but I was kind of not trying to see what was on the other side because in my head I was laughing, right? And then I was laughing, and then suddenly a laugh of kind of like of conquer, right? Like, no, I'm gonna conquer this. And then it was so crazy because then I still heard the laugh, and it was me, but it wasn't me. It was like, and the way that got there, I'll explain the way it got to that point. But suddenly, whatever started laughing within me, then it transitioned into this quiet cry, and then that thought, that sound that was coming from inside me, like left my body, and it went in front of me because I heard it as I was still kind of closing my eyes, and I was in my room, and I was looking, and everything was dark, right? But I'm still asleep, but I'm in my room though. And then that cry was a silent, not a silent whimper, but it was a whimper like starting to kind of like of grief. I don't know, I don't know. It's so weird. That cry just went in front of me. Like I heard it. Like it wasn't like there was someone in front of me. And then and I didn't want to open. It just sounded like someone else. And then what was trippy about it was like the first before I even got there, like I thought I was awake. I thought I thought it was day, because I thought I was going about my day. To be honest, I thought it was like everything felt real. It was daytime. I was I forgot what I was doing, but I was up. I was up. I think I was in. I don't know where I was, but I was like fine, right? And then suddenly I started feeling the feeling that I get in my head when or the sound that I start hearing when I go through sleep paralysis. And and then I realized everything just went dark, and I realized, oh shit, I'm asleep. And but what's crazy is that I could control that, right? Then suddenly I'm back, like in my room. It's dark. Everything's dark. Well, like how it is now, actually. It's dark like the way it is now. And but I don't know where I'm at. On the side, I'm like, my bed is positioned different. It's like my room, but it's like positioned different, right? It's kind of positioned the way it used to be almost, because I rearranged my room. Not all the time, but if I have to, right? Just to, but for efficiency. But anyways, so it was positioned a different way, the bed. And then I have a TV. I have this TV, right? It's like an old school TV, but that TV turned on and it said, and I was freaked out. Should I just heard something? Um, oh no, because I think I walked into my room. Thought I heard something because it was daytime, right? So before then it was daytime. Walk into my room, and then I thought I heard the door open, and I turned around. And I thought it was my cat opening the door, and I turned around, and there wasn't anyone in there. I thought it was my cat, but the door just creaked open. There was cat wasn't in there. Cat wasn't didn't leave, and that's when everything started going dark. And that's when I realized, oh shit, I'm sleeping. I'm in a dream, and and then and so yeah. So anyways, I go back in my room. My room's all dark. Bed's kind of positioned different. Sit down, I think, and then I realize like I'm back in my bed, but then I get up, but obviously I'm still sleeping, but everything feels real. And then I look and I have this TV and it turns on. And then the TV, and then at this point I'm freaking out, right? Because I know what's going on. Everything's dark. It feels like there's some forces around me, and I'm just like freaking out a little bit, like that terrifying feel you feel in your body. And then and I look at the TV and it turns on, and then the songs start playing. Gonna be revolution. That old school song. I forgot, but and then I see Revolution TV on the TV screen. And I'm like, and I see it's like blue, kind of old school, sort of, but kind of like staticky a little bit. Not really, but it's like a side of part of that Revolution TV was kind of like it was blue, it was bright, but then part of it was like in a dark shadow, and it was kind of dark. And then suddenly, kind of freaked out, and I hear a girl's voice. I forgot what she said. Damn, I should have said that in the beginning because it was still fresh in my mind. But I heard it on the right side of on my right. I heard it on my right, coming from the other side of my bed, saying something. Right? She said something. It wasn't evil. There wasn't anything, and I was hoping my feet were kind of like dangling off the bed at that point. I was kind of like on my knees, sort of, but with my legs, my feet out on the I was, hanging off the side of the bed, and I'm barefoot, and I'm barefoot right now, right? And I mean, I didn't feel like, I was kind of thinking like someone's gonna touch my feet or something, and I was like, oh shit! So I just put them back on my bed, but no one did, nothing did, or whatever. And then, yeah. So I'm just kind of there freaking out. I hear the song, I see the TV. I think I hear something, and I hear stuff around me. It might be from the outside still, like so. It's like my dream hearing also reality a little bit of what's happening right now as I'm talking, which I'm hearing a bunch of noises outside right now because it's like 4 in the morning or something, or past 4. And then and then I start laughing. I don't start laughing, but I get this fear, right? But then I'm like, then I get this immense. It's crazy, almost like como que tenía rabia, no sé qué, pero like almost like, what do you call it? Like not rabies, but kind of like. So I'm freaked out, right? But then something on me, something within me, which I sometimes do and have done in the past with other dreams. I was just like, fuck this. I'm not gonna be scared. Like they should be fucking scared of me. Because then there's things there, right? I felt something, some energy, some presence there. And if, like, I'm like, I'm not gonna be a little bitch about this. So then I get up, and then I look, and I just stare. Not exactly where, but if something, what I felt, where the energy was, the presence, I stare at that, and I just look at it, and I'm just like, with a fucking like smile on my face, but like a determined, menacing kind of almost look that I felt, right? And that I'm like, haha, like, and then I start laughing, right? Like you're not gonna fuck with me. You think you're gonna fuck with me? Well, go ahead and try it. And then I'm like, kind of like, test me, try me. And then I start laughing, and then suddenly it's like I feel this energy just enter me, and then I start laughing, right? Like, haha, like I'm gonna fucking, I start saying I'm gonna conquer the fucking world. I'm gonna conquer, like, and stuff. And like, this is mine. This is kind of like, I'm gonna, like, we're, not even I start saying, we're gonna conquer this. We're gonna fucking, like we're gonna kind of like get through this and stuff. And then I start laughing, and then I look like almost like in a, I feel like in a menacing, like it's crazy, like, but in a crazy way, like I'm gonna, like almost like I'm gonna kill you in a way, but not really like that, but just like in a, this is mine kind of thing. It was kind of, it was hopeful but kind of dark at the same time, sort of. It felt sort of like the energy, right? Because when I started laughing, all of a sudden I had this double voice. My laugh was just my voice, but then there was another laugh that was deeper, like haha, but like faint but deep. You hear it was like doubled voice, like it was layered. And so when that started happening, I was like, oh shit. But I start, I'm like, fuck. But I was just like at it, like fuck it, we're gonna do this, we're gonna get through this, and we're gonna overcome this. And then that's when I said, like, that laugh soon became some kind of slight whimper as soon as it started leaving the body, and then it went in front of me, which is kind of giving me kind of shivers right now. Like I'm just giving me goosebumps right now. And I felt it on my arms and the back of on my back, in the back of my back. But then, so it went in front of me, and when I opened my eyes, I was kind of expecting to see something. I wasn't even expecting to see myself in a way, but obviously I was within myself, but I didn't really. And then I kind of opened my eyes, but at that point when I started opening my eyes in my dream, sort of, which is weird because I was like dreaming within my dream, kind of. So in my dream, I closed my eyes at that one point when I started hearing the laugh and then the whimper, and then at the end, and I see it. You feel it within yourself, but then I felt it like leave my body and or whatever it was, my head, and then just kind of, I heard it in front of me, like if it was suddenly became a physical form and entity or something, energy, and it was in front of me. And I started whimpering, and I started opening my eyes. I almost saw, I didn't really see anything, because as soon as I started opening, simultaneously I started waking up. So then I started seeing just the blinds in my room in the position that I was in real life, and as if I was back to life, back to where I needed to be, right? And here, but barely. And then that's when I got cold. That's when my body started loosening it up, and here I am. And but there's more to it that I'm missing. But it's just, I wanted to say that while I still had it kind of fresh in my mind. But yeah, it's crazy. I want to write this down, but I was like, oh, I didn't want to say this because I was just like, oh shit. I normally don't. I do sometimes write my dream. I haven't really been writing, but my dreams down. But in some of these sleep paralysis moments, like I dream of them and then I forget to write them down and then just leave and come back to revisit them. But that was pretty insane, and that was like kind of like my experience with that. My don't mean to have that vocal fry, but Hope you can hear this, and if it makes sense. Because visually it makes sense to me. Like, I could kind of see what I was seeing, but I'd have to, like, show you, recreate it or something. Because I don't know if I explained that well. But I'll probably post this. Why not? Alright, that was my episode. More or less. But that was crazy. The whole laugh, but determination, that's what it was. Determined. Like, fuck you, I'm gonna conquer this. Like, not gonna make me feel. Yeah. It's crazy. Sorry, it's not comedic or anything. Everyone's a fucking comedian nowadays. Shit. I mean, I could be funny. I could be funny too. Shit. Nah. I like serious shit too, though. Like crazy stuff like this. Like, it always fascinates me.